Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Football Manager as we take our fictional VTH FC and hopefully try to recreate the success that Wrexham had this year and get ourselves out of the Vanarama National League and into EFL League 2 with the goal of eventually getting them all the way up to the Premier League and maybe even Champions League play down the road. So last episode, and if you haven't seen the previous episodes, there's a link in the description that will take you back to the beginning. Last episode, I lamented that we were on a bit of a kind of an uneven streak where we were going back and forth and then maybe a change in tactics was needed. So I'm glad to report that I did a little research and I found a YouTuber called FM Scout who was proposing a very unique tactic. So I decided to give it a try, and even with very little in terms of training and familiarity for our team with the new tactic, I am glad to report that we have won 5 in a row with this tactic. Beginning after our devastating loss to Yeovil, a team we never should have lost to 3-1, I switched to this new tactic, which I'll show you in a minute. We won back-to-back games against Solihull Moors, 2-0 and 1-0. We then beat Eastleigh 3-2. We beat Kettering 1-0 in the FA Trophy 4th round, and then won a 2-0 victory over Maidstone. Now, these are no slouches for teams. Solihull Moors was in 9th place at the time I beat them, and Maidstone was in 7th place when I beat them. So it seems, I think that was Eastleigh that was in 7th. Maidstone's actually a little further down the list. So yeah, you can see right there, there's Eastleigh. They're still sitting in 7th place. They're a playoff team as of now. So seems like the new tactic is working. So let's go ahead and take a look at this tactic. It's based on a tiki-taka formation, but it's very different than that. And you can see it's kind of weird. So we've got up front the advanced forward who's set to attack. We've got an inside forward set to attack. We've got a shadow striker set to attack, and then an inside forward set to support. In addition to that, we have a box-to-box midfielder support, deep-lying playmaker support, and actually I want to change this guy here to, this should be a ball-playing defender, a central defender set to, I can't remember, maybe it was ball-playing defender, set to defend. And then a central defender set to defend. We have a fullback on this side set to attack and a fullback on this side set to support. So that's what we're using. It seems to be working really well. In terms of possession, we're overlapping on the right side. We're working the ball into the box. We're playing out of the defense. Short passes, a lot of short passes. Slightly higher tempo, be expressive. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute quickly. We're distributing to the fullbacks and the center backs. So you'll see when the goalie distributes the ball out, he's giving it to one of the defenders close by. No long kicks or long passes, and they're making real short passes all the way up the field. And it seems to be working really, really well. High press line of engagement, standard defensive line. So let's see how it works in an actual match. Here's our schedule right now. And we've got Gateshead coming up on the road, followed by Woking and Wealdstone. Let's just see where those teams are in the competition. So Gateshead is a 5th place team, just 5 points behind us at the moment. So let's see how we do against some real competition with this tactic, which, by the way, we're starting to get some familiarity with now. I guess this is a really good time to point out that the last time we played Gateshead, we lost to them, Gateshead, 6-1. Our worst defeat by far of the season. So that adds a little bit to this one. All right, it's going to be interesting. We've won our last 5. Gateshead have 4 wins and a draw in their last 5. Definitely a huge swing that could happen here, because if they win this, they're within 2 points of us in the standings. So this is a real opportunity to kind of set the standard here. So far, we're winning possession. 1 shot on target. Not much to show for it so far, though, but we're holding our own, which is the key here. This is a team that destroyed us last time we played them. Not much in the way of highlights so far, though, which means it's a pretty tightly contested game. We do have 2 shots on target. We already need a substitute, though. We're not going to see a single highlight from the first half in that one. I have it set just to key highlights, so there's not going to be much that we're going to see unless there's something important happening. Mullen with a free kick. Real chance here. He's good at these. Get in there. Just a little bit high and to the left. All right, I think we might have to switch our mentality up to attacking here. We need to try and get a goal. We really got to come away with this from this with 3 points if we can. Still nothing to show for it, though. All right, we're down on their end now. That's not good news. But if we can clear it out, it could be. All right, our first chance to see the guys in action for any extended period of time. Gateshead's doing a good job of controlling the possession right now. I don't like that. Oh, get on him, get on him. No! Okay, there we go. Good D. Dropping back to Howard. Now let's see if we can play out of the back and make something happen here. You can see the short passes. This is all part of the strategy. That was a longer pass. And it did not work out for us. Oh, he's got Spellman down the left side. Oh, boy, that was close. Just over 20 minutes to go. They've got a corner. Clear it out, boys. Clear it out. There you go. Howard takes it himself. Now let's try to play out of this. Wow, another free kick right outside the box. Come on, O'Connor. Yeah! There it is! That was beautiful. We're going to go back to balance. Let's see that again. He goes right over to the left side. Lovely. Now they've got one. We're going to clear it out. Still a lot of time left in this match. Oh, that's dangerous. Oh, no, Howard, you had your hands on it. They got it right back. Come on, Howard, you're better than that. I don't need to see it again. Once was enough. Oh, we're back down on their end again. Just a couple minutes later. I don't like this. Oh, if you're going to clear it, try to clear it to somebody. No, Panny got way too open there. Wow, that was close. Woo, boy. A lot of pressure happening now. Do not like how this is going at the moment. All right. Come on, boys. We may come away with a draw on this one, which wouldn't be the worst result in the world. Oof. Especially with a new tactic. Keeps our unbeaten streak alive if we can do that. Still got a minute and a half to play, though. All right, Mullen, control that. Let's do something. Gave it up way too easily. There you go. After a quiet first half, there's way too much happening. And with a minute to go, he scores. I was still on attacking. I thought I switched that to balanced. So what this tells me is that we need some, we might need some better depth because our substitutes did not work out for us. We had a really quiet first half. We blew that one right at the end. All right. Could have been worse, I guess. All right, we are on to our match against Woking. This is one we need to win. We've got a couple of guys that are back in the lineup that are lacking in sharpness, and we still have a lot of familiarity we need to develop among some of these players with the new tactic. But I feel like this is a good opportunity to do both of those things. And then our next match after this is against the last place team. These are matches we need to be winning. So let's go ahead and see if we can get back to our winning ways after that last minute disappointment. So far, 70% and now 61% possession. So we're dominating possession right now, but no shots to show for it. Again, another pretty quiet first half so far. Oh boy, they're making a run. Tozier gets it out of there. Oh boy, that was close. They've had 4 shots already to our 2. Not much on target on either side, though. It's quite something. The minute we start actually recording these matches, I start doing worse. I win 5 in a row before I started recording this episode. All right, we're into that dangerous second half. It's another quiet first half. 58% possession for us. Paul Mullen's going to take the corner. Bingham's going to put it in with the header. His 7th goal of the season. The crowd goes wild. That was fantastic. Look at that. 5 guys in the box for Woking. Doesn't matter. Bingham puts it in. And we take the lead. Our first shot on target. Crowd's into it now. All right, we're going to start thinking about some subs here, but first Paul Mullen's going to try and put one in from just outside the box, and it's just a high and to the left. All right, we're going to give Enoch Asante a chance to get some sharpness here. We'll put Tunnicliffe in for Tozier, who was coming in lacking in sharpness coming off an injury. And here's our chance. Keeper gets there first. He's not quite sure what he wants to do with it, though. O'Connor's going to control it in midfield. Over to Bingham. Looking for the short passes. Tried to drop it into Mullen in front of the box. Just didn't happen. There we go. Nice. Way to win it back. Mullen. To Asante in the middle. It was just a little bit heavy on the pass. Asante couldn't get open. But we did win a corner. Lee wins it back. To O'Brien. Back to Hayden. And nothing happening there. Really would like to get one more goal. I don't feel great about a 1-goal lead given our late game woes lately. Gonna get another chance here, I think. It's gonna go into Asante to Mullen. It's getting bounced all over the place. O'Brien's got it. Back to Ling. There's Bingham. Thought he was gonna get a second one. Just 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time left. We gave that up way too easily, and now they've got to run at the goal, but Howard's there. 4 minutes extra time. Looks like we're going to get a win. 1-0. We'll take it. Back to our winning ways. I want to take a look just for a second at our under 18 squad. We've only got 4 actual players in the under 18 squad, but this guy in particular, Simon Hillier, he's 16 years old. He's a winger. Got some really decent potential. Look at his numbers. He's fast. He's got a 14 pace already. He's just 16. Acceleration's good. Agility's good. Decent balance, natural fitness. We've got to work on some of these other areas like passing. Not good for a winger. First touch, not good. Those are things that they're going to need to be training him on to get better. But he is just 16 years old. We've also got Andy Byrne, who's 17. Look at his bravery and determination and teamwork. Jumping reach, natural fitness. A lot of other areas we need to work on, but he's got some really decent things going for him here. I want to look at our under 21s for a minute now. And it looks like Tyrese Dice is our best, but he is 21. So not a lot necessarily at the U21 stage, although we have this guy here, Andre DeGracia, who seems to be improving and has a fantastic training rating. So maybe we're going to see some of these stats continue to rise. It looks like a lot of things are going up right now, but his potential ability, not necessarily fantastic. All right, not that we're planning on making a lot of additional signings, but we do still have some money to play with, and I'd like a little depth to the squad, especially with our change in tactics. So we're going to put our scouts on looking for minimum current ability 3 stars for transfer and loan players, and make that a top priority. We could choose a particular area, region to do that in. In fact, that might not be a bad idea. To keep that to England, just so it's faster and there's less issues with work permits and things like that. So let's go ahead and just get them working on that for a while we continue to play. All right, we're into our game against Wealdstone, and you got to see this goal because this was a thing of beauty from start to finish. So it starts with Kenlock to Judge. He goes to Mullen, who gets chased down from behind with a nice tackle. But Davies is right there, and he makes the extra pass to Mullen, who puts it in for our first goal of the game. We're currently dominating possession, 62-38. 90% of our passes completed to just 66% for Wealdstone. So things are looking really well at the moment. We're just going to have to continue that. And once again, it's going to be Paul Mullen, who now has a brace in the first 27 minutes. Once again, it was really easy. It's just good ball movement, short passes, that big pass to Judge in the center, and then Mullen just times his run perfectly and chips it in after the goalie slides on that one. Oh, I wondered if he might be offside, but guess what? No VAR, so it's going to stand. It's the 37th minute. It's a yellow card for Ferguson and a penalty kick for Mullen with the first half hat trick. That's what we like to see. That's his 20th goal for the season. Super Paul Mullen. Hat trick in the first half. This should certainly help the happiness of our players. Our morale is looking really good. Mullen's at a 9.1 right now. Assists from Jordan Davies and Alan Judge. And that is halftime. This guy just showed up in my scouting center. He's a 3-star current ability, but look at that potential ability. He's got the potential to be a good Sky Bet League 1 player, which is 2 leagues above me right now. That's worth picking up a guy like that just for the potential that he's got. Plus, it's a $100K fee, and the salary's not too extreme, at least not what he's probably expecting. Looks like he's accepted the offer, or they've accepted the offer, so we're going to see what kind of contract. 160? Yes! Here's the thing, though. I guess 2 years is the longest we can go on the contract. I think maybe we need to add some kind of a buyout or something. In case, what's the minimum release fee that we have right now? Here it is. $725. Yeah, I feel like I want to make it a little higher than that. Make it $1 million. Looks like we're going to get our man. He's accepted the deal. Now, what I want to see is what we're going to find out he actually looks like here. Looks like folks are pretty happy about that one. So he's a central defender. Not necessarily going to make an immediate huge impact, but this is kind of a signing for the future. We do have an important match coming up, the FA Trophy. Looks like we are underdogs. This is kind of a strange thing, though, because they're behind us in the standings at the moment, but I guess we'll find out what happens. I've also picked up Tom Carroll, who's a 30-year-old midfielder. He was a free agent who seems to be a pretty solid player for us. He's a deep-lying playmaker. He's going to fit our tactic pretty well, and we got him for $277 a year. Let's look at our finances at the moment. We're a little bit under on payroll, but we still have that huge transfer budget we're not going to be using. So we've still got plenty of room on our payroll to work with. Here we go, FA Trophy, 5th round. Let's see how we do. Our 2 new players are going to be featuring in the squad. We're going to throw Tom Carroll right into the starting lineup. Even though he's lacking sharpness, he's still such good quality there. Between him and O'Connor, that gives us a nice combo in the center. Really need to find somebody better than Alan Judge over here at the attacking inside forward. But for now, that's who we've got. And Timmy Odesina is going to come off the bench in this one. Got to give numbers to these new guys. All right, let's see how we do. 5th round of the FA Trophy. Important match for us. These guys have only won 1 of their last 5. Looks like they're dominating possession so far. Well, it's early. Pretty even now. They're definitely completing passes better than we are. We are getting outplayed at the moment. I'm not a fan of how this is going. Ooh, that was close. Tough match on the road for us. Not a lot of fans in the seats, though. Things are pretty even on possession now. They've had 3 corners. We haven't had a shot. No, there's our first couple of shots. Looks like it's going to be a pretty quiet first half. Momentum has swung our way. We're playing with a cautious mentality, which might have something to do with our lack of shots. We may want to switch that to balanced and see if we can't start moving forward a little bit. They've had 7 shots themselves. All right, how's everybody doing here? Well, let's see what's happening with the action. Nothing's happening with the action. I want to pause for just a second and take a look at the team. Obviously, we knew that Tom Carroll was going to struggle a little bit, but he seems to be doing all right. Jordan Tunnicliffe, not so much. It might be a good chance to get our new guy in and see what he can do, although he looks like he's much better to replace Dinzai rather than Tunnicliffe, so let's put him in there. How about either of these guys? Nah, probably not. I don't think we want to drop. Nah, I think we're just going to have to go with what we got there. Really need a better option than Judge at that forward spot. That's what's one of the things that's really hurting us right now, I think, is just a lack of a better option at that forward. Oh, please don't tell me we're going to go to extra time or penalties. We need to try and get a win. Let's move to attacking, see if we can't press this a little bit. No. Too much space. Too much space. There we go. All right, Kenlock, let's get something going here. He goes up to Elliot Lee, who's going into traffic and loses the possession. Oh, what a nice run by Kenlock to get up there and take that. Mullen! Oh, what a pass! And he chips it in. That could be the winner in the 89th minute. That was a lovely pass. Perfectly weighted pass. Watch this. Starts with Kenlock breaking up the pass on their end. Oh, that was beautiful. And Mullen knows how to find it. That might be enough. It might be enough. And that's a winner. Lovely. We move on in the FA Trophy. Looking at our scouting, Frank Newble. He's solid inside forward attack, which is the specific position that we need. and he would be available on a free transfer. We're going to go direct to him. It's saying emergency backup, which tells me that maybe he's not as good as we think he is. Maybe our scouting's a little off, but for that we can probably get him on the cheap. So $38,000 might be worth it just to see. We've got extensive knowledge. Either our scouting sucks, or they know something we don't. So let's see what happens if he accepts the offer. All right, so two things. We have signed Newble, and he turns out to only be a 2-star player, so not nearly as good as we scouted him at. Also, Mark Howard is out with a virus. We're going to use the club doctor. 10 to 13 days he's going to be out. But let's go ahead and take a look at the squad now, because looks like we are going to end up moving Rakesh Bingham into that spot. He's going to be our best option at the moment. So here's where things stand. A little over 2/3 of the way into the season now. We have 14 games to go. We are in third place, 57 points, 10 points clear of the last place playoff spot. But I believe we want to be in the top 2 because they'll play a quarterfinal or a semifinal here, or a quarterfinal, and then we will advance immediately to host a semifinal. So it avoids an extra round of playoffs if we can finish in these top 2. But you can see we're 1 point ahead of Altrincham, just 2 points ahead of Bromley, and just 5 points ahead of Gateshead. So it's a tight race. There's a lot still to play for. We are also into the quarterfinals of the FA Trophy, and we're going to be hosting FC Halifax, who are all the way down here in 18th place right now. So I feel pretty good about that. So here's where we're at now since changing to that new tactic. 10 wins, 2 defeats, and then a very disappointing draw just now, 1-1. We gave up a late goal to Dorking Wanderers, who are in 22nd place right now. So that was disappointing. We've got the quarterfinal of the FA Trophy coming up, and here's where we're at. With 11 games to go in the season, we are just 1 point ahead of 4th place, clinging to that automatic semifinal spot for the playoffs. We've got to keep winning because either Altrincham or Gateshead could pass us, and then we'd be in a situation where we're going to have to win several playoff games to get that promotion spot, because Notts County's well on their way to getting the one and only automatic spot. So we're going to wrap it up right there. Let me know your thoughts. Use the comment section below, and we'll be back soon with the conclusion of our first season. We'll see what happens. Thanks for watching.